Hello, everybody. The Pearl of Wisdom Show is upon us. Back to the beginning of the week, and we got a whole lot of stuff to look at here. Where are we? Oh, yes. We got all the picks in the land here. We got to go through 4 games tonight. Lots of games over the weekend to go through. Starting with Friday. Where did it even all start? Well, we'll figure that out. Hey, Kyle Mercer, how you doing? Helen, can you help me out here? I got to find out where we started our... What? Oh. She's getting... Oh. Vegas is in big trouble, I guess. What were our Friday games? I guess I'll figure this out as we go. Anyways, welcome everybody. I've been such... there hasn't been any big news. Knizov for San Jose needs surgery. That sucks because they don't need any defensive issues, that's for sure, with their lineup. Timashov is on unconditional waivers. He's going to go back to Europe. Didn't make it. Tried it in Toronto, tried it in the island, didn't work. Oh, Blake Wheeler placed on COVID protocol. Look at that. The Canucks placed Travis Hamonic on waivers before. He's suspended. Max Pacioretty out 6 weeks. Yeah, Now, this is maybe a little bit coincidental, but I had a gut feeling, if you remember, that Vegas was going to have a rough time of it this year. And with Stone and Pacioretty gone now, and woo, boy, and they're weak up the middle as it is, it's not looking too good for Vegas. Look, fortunately for them, they're in a weak division, but I don't know if you guys saw the San Jose game there against Winnipeg, but they look pretty good. Kucherov is out? Oh, I didn't hear that. Wow. So he's back hurt again. Where did that come from? Where did you find that out? Where did you hear that? Holy smokes, I got 2 more subscribers, and that's nice. Fantasy app, okay. Yeah, I don't see anything on there at all. It must be. It must not be too serious, because I think it would be all over Twitter, wouldn't it? Oh, Colin Powell dies. I know that's unrelated. Oh, yeah, it is. Kucherov. There it is. It's on Twitter. Oh my gosh, surgery could be involved. Wow. Cooper, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That sucks for him, man. I might have to be quiet now. I might have to, hey, now I got to eat my words on that whole Kucherov thing last year, maybe. Capo Caco's out, that I know. Hockey writer's quote, okay. Yeah. I gotta eat my words about that Kucherov thing last year then. It's obviously a very serious injury and he couldn't come back from it. What was it that he was getting? Was it a hip surgery or whatever? But it doesn't matter. Any surgery in that area, if it's not strong enough, it almost always comes out in a growing injury. So brutal, brutal, tough for Tampa. Vince Dunn is out. Yeah, he hasn't been playing well for Seattle, just like he was in St. Louis. Same issues. He doesn't seem to be able to get it going no matter what. So I wonder if he was struggling with that because, well, we'll get into that when we get into the games, but Tampa Bay did play pretty good against Washington. I faded that game completely. I did not touch it. Let me see. I didn't touch that game because I don't know what you're going to get from Tampa in the regular season now. It just seems that way. Like you're either going to get the team that's going to crush it or the team that's going to be absolute disaster. So let me go back to Friday here. By the way, Joe, welcome everybody. Joe is in the house. Okay, scores. I'm going to go back to Friday. Will this not let me go back to Friday? Oh, yeah, here we go. Right, there we go. Okay, we start with the Devils and Hawks. Oh, yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult to win one without Kucherov. I think they can live without Elias Anderson. Nice, thanks for coming in, Hajin. Hey, Lorne is in the house. Okay, I gotta find my beginning here of the New Jersey Devils game. I gotta find our New Jersey, where we started. New Jersey Devils. Okay. Okay, there's Blackhawks. Canucks versus Oilers. That was Thursday, right? Friday, I got it. Okay, I found it. Sorry, guys. Got it. Yeah, well, there's a story of this. I think that's a story right now. The Pittsburgh Penguins continuing to win without everybody in their freaking lineup. My prediction this year is, especially if this keeps up, or no, is Sullivan's going to win the Coach of the Year. He's finally going to get it, Adams. It's ridiculous that they're playing as well as they are. Absolutely ridiculous. You look at that lineup on paper, like, talk about a complete team effort, and we don't talk about the system of Sullivan's that he has there. You hear all about Trotz, which is great, and he deserves all the accolades he could get. Tortorella when he was there, all of that. But Sullivan is just the same, man. Like, every single player comes back into the zone to help the defense there. It's pretty spectacular to watch. I doubted them again. You look at that roster and you go, what the heck? How are they going to make the playoffs? If they make the playoffs this year, he's got to get his first Adams. He has to. But probably Crosby will come back and they'll crush it, and everybody will think it was Crosby, just Crosby. And Crosby is for sure one of the greatest leaders of all time, no doubt about it. But come on, man. How many times is he out and this team doesn't even skip a beat? Yeah, I should do that too. Until they miss, you shouldn't predict them out of the playoffs. Yeah, Jari has looked good, and they did fire the goalie coach. Yeah, no doubt about that. And it looks like it's definitely helped. But, I mean, DeSmith was in the one time. I mean, they're just playing unreal hockey. Unreal. Well, we might as well just go through the games because that's what we're talking about. There's no major news out or anything like that. And we'll see who got all the points. I couldn't get a hold of Hockey News Reports to do what we were doing last year. So, I don't know how to do it. So, spreadsheet or whatever, I don't know how to do it. So, he came on and asked, and then I haven't heard from him since. Coulaton is the opposite of Sullivan. I mean, Chicago wasn't supposed to make it last year. We'll see. But I have to admit, I got to eat crow here. Unless something turns around, it doesn't look to me like Fleury's very happy to be in Chicago. And if Fleury's a very emotional dude, and if he ain't happy, he won't be stopping pucks. So they'll be done. I wouldn't even doubt, like, in the back of his mind, he kind of wants Chicago to miss the playoffs, and he can get traded to for one last hurrah in Pittsburgh. I wouldn't doubt that that's in the back of his mind, even if it's like semi-subconsciously. Blake Wheeler out, that's going to hurt for sure. Worked with the Jackets. Merzlikins is on a mission this year. Yotes are playing as expected. Yes. Oh yeah, you think Jarvis draws into the lineup? Nice. It's too early. He can get on a run or whatever. It could be that he's just adjusting to that defense, which isn't that great. especially the team defense. It's still early. Yeah, I mean, they did make it go on. They almost made the playoffs last year. Now they got Taves back, who is probably going to take a couple games too. He was out for a while. Kirby Dach was out for a while, so give him time. Give him time. Chicago will probably. I have a feel. I think they'll probably come back. Well, that's what I kind of thought. That's what I kind of figured that was what was going to happen. That the whole thing was they don't like Pittsburgh didn't have the cap room to take him right away. Vegas wouldn't retain, so there might have been like some semi deal that if we're out of the playoffs by the time, then we'll trade you to Pittsburgh for a pick or whatever. The Jets are looking bad. Yeah, exactly. So they could do that. And even if they don't, they'll probably give him a shot next year so he can retire in Pittsburgh if he wants to do that. But like I said, Fleury's a very emotional guy. And that would be one of his, when he's on a high, he'll stop everything. But when he's not, he won't. He'll look bad. And he looked bad. The whole Chicago team looked bad. All right, well, let's get into our picks. And we'll talk about all the games that happened over the weekend, starting on Friday. Which we might as well just continue with that Blackhawks-Devils game on Friday. I had 5-2 Devils. And Oilers man, who's not here at the moment, had 3-2 Devils. And everybody else had the Blackhawks. Dougie Hamilton scored his first goal. Bergevin doesn't sound like he's coming back. Yeah, it's going to take some time for sure in Chicago there. I probably should have took that into consideration when I had them maybe possibly making the playoffs, but yeah, he won the game, so no penalty. Jack Hughes rocks. I thought Jack Hughes is going to have a big year this year, and good start. 2 goals, overtime, looked freaking awesome. He looked strong this year. I thought the whole team looked good. That Mercer kid looks. There's no way they're going to be able to send that kid down. Every level, Mercer has overachieved. And like he played on the World Junior team, nobody saw it coming. He forced himself on the team, and he's forcing himself on the lineup here in New Jersey. Kirby Dach scores a big one. Dominic Kubalik pots one. So like they are getting some goals from the team, from the players they need to, and they did pick up a point. Juha Kyrou played 10 minutes. Dach played 20. Kane 22. Kane can't play defense at all anymore. Yeah, I know. He played really well. You know who didn't play well, though? Seth Jones. Seth Jones played terrible. Absolutely awful. Just like he was in Columbus. He looked like it again in Chicago. So, but it's only a couple games in. They're going to have to work with him to find the groove because he's going to be an offensive guy. Like, he's going to be offense. Like, if you can't take that out of him, like Tortorella tried to do. But he probably has to gain some confidence in that style of game again. But he looked terrible. Montreal giving up on the head coach? I'm not sure about that. It's just 3 games in. It's just their roster is not very good. I have them down in the bottom of the league this year. McCabe played 19 minutes. Didn't get hurt. That's good. Gustafsson played 17 minutes. Ouch. Wow. Who looked good on New Jersey? Studnik looked good in New Jersey. Hughes, of course. Didn't notice Tatar, and he only played 12 minutes. But he's back into the groove again. They were a good looking team, New Jersey, that night on Friday, no doubt about it. And Bernier comes with the big win. Not stellar numbers, .889, but he does come up with the big one. Yeah, I think Montreal Canadiens are going to struggle hard this year, John. Nashville in 4th, yeah. Yeah, well, maybe Tampa might have kind of regretted that with Drouin, but Drouin was picked 3rd, and then that was the big surprise that Tampa Bay didn't pick him. Yeah, I thought he looked really good, Studnik, for sure. All right, since you're here, we'll talk about the Flyers-Canucks game. Scary moments there in the beginning with Carter Hart. Holy man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. He looked rusty, all right. I was twittering out there. Hey, CL, you came in just when we're talking about the Philadelphia game. Yeah, that was a big story. Carter Hart just looked shaky as heck. And then they kept him in for AV kept him in for the 3rd, which worked out well because he did gain some of his confidence and was stopping a few more pucks. Oh, he just looked terrible. It looked just as bad as he did last year. And then they were it was like the announcers and me too. I was wondering if they were going to bring him back for the 3rd, and then AV has a tendency to throw them back in there for confidence reasons, and they did, and he looked good in the 3rd. Looked good in overtime, but looked like an absolute basket case in the shootout. He just got totally ripped apart in the shootout. Yeah, but, I mean, Carter didn't look good. Carter Hart didn't look good. And the team lost faith in him. Farabee scored first. Podkolzin got his first goal as in the NHL. Elias Pettersson notched his first of the year. Chason finally got one. They're playing him on the top line a lot. It doesn't look good. JT Miller, paw one. Atkinson got his first as a Flyer. I just thought overall the team didn't look that great, period. That was the second game they played Chason less. The first game they played him like 16 minutes, and it just didn't look good. I had him in Edmonton. You don't play. He doesn't do enough to be played that much. Pedersen and Horvat played 24 minutes that game. That's crazy. Podkolzin, although he scored that goal, only played 7 minutes. That's twice in a row they played him 7 minutes. Oh, fine. Oh, Tucker Poolman plays 21 minutes in a game. That is not a good thing. My gosh. Yeah, that defense is deplorable. Demko looked fantastic. For Philadelphia, the big Brassard got tons of minutes because they don't have. He's the only guy that can play second line center. It didn't look good. They need to get some guys back because that team did not look very good. And you don't want Nick Seeler on you playing in the league. Ryan Ellis and Provorov played 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes each. But hopefully Carter Hart can bounce back because, man, that was scary. That was scary to watch. Yeah, it was scary to watch. It's scary to watch a kid fall apart like that. It's scary. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. From what I saw of Podkolzin, he looks good. Like, I still don't think he's going to be an elite scorer. He doesn't give me an impression to be an elite scorer. Maybe a 25, 20. But as far as two-way play and just the type of guy you want to have in the playoffs and all that, yeah, for sure. Well, that was the big problem last year, Philadelphia, sure. If a team plays a full 60, the defense looked average, which is on paper what it is. It's an average defense, and it looked average. So, I don't know. We'll give it more time. We'll give Philly more time to show what they got, but I still say they're right around a middle of the road team. I mean, it would be something if he did that. That's for sure. I got to keep on going here. We got lots of games to get through. So, what do we have? Did anybody have that? I forgot. CL had 5-2 Flyers, 3-2 Flyers. Mercer was the closest again. 4-2 Canucks. I had 3-2 Flyers. Wild versus the Ducks. The Wild were on a back-to-back here. The story of the Wild versus the Ducks game, and I'm surprised nobody had 2-1 Wild, but nobody did. We all did have the Wild. But the story was Stoli. Stoli, the goalie, was fantastic in that game. I watched most of that game. And Foligno putting it away in overtime. Yeah, Stoli played really, really well. The Wild did outshoot them 43-29. They did outplay them most of the time. And I don't know what I was thinking. I must have had amnesia. But that Minnesota team plays a tight system, man. It's exciting, it's fun, and it just seems to just tick perfectly. Ryan Hartman played 17 minutes. Kevin Fiala scored one there, Lauren, You'll be happy about that. Kaprizov played 20 minutes. Kaprizov did not. Fiala played more minutes than Kaprizov. So they're playing him on a third line, but they're playing him a crap load of minutes. What I was surprised is how little Greenway played. 12 minutes. That does not bode well for Greenway. Dumba made a stupid play there to get a penalty at the wrong time, and they happened to kill it off, but it was a stupid play. Kulikov played 15 minutes. For Anaheim, I didn't notice McTavish all that much in this game. He didn't look out of place, but he wasn't really all that noticeable either. My guy Lundestrom played well. He's got to get some more minutes somewhere down the line. I love the way he plays. Getzlaf actually looked pretty sweet. He was still making some of those sweet passes that he is known to make. Benoit Giroux or whatever, he looked really good. He was one of the best guys on the ice a lot of the time. These have got an amazing shot, though. I mean, Fiala can pot 30 or 40 goals when he gets hot. Okay, next. Okay, next we're back. We're going to go with Saturday now. Saturday's games. And the first one, my wife dragged me outside for the first game. Arizona and Buffalo, and I had 2-1 Sabres. Woo! I'm going to get my first helmet of pearl, as we like to call it. Woohoo! Yay! I got a helmet of pearl. Hype in the chat. Everybody had the Sabres. I just hit the score. It was a snore fest. Although the big news was that Vemelka, or whatever the heck his name is, had a .970. He stopped everything. But one goal. And then there was didn't it go to shootout? Yeah. Andrew Ladd scores a goal. Andrew Ladd. You heard me. Andrew Ladd scores the goal for the Arizona Coyote. Yeah, he looked really good. This happens a lot, though, with goaltenders that are coming up like that, because nobody has a read on him yet. So, and they just tend to be kind of unconscious, too. Don't get too excited. Yeah, I'm not, but Andrew Ladd scored. Can I tell you that? Kraken under. Oh, yeah, I can. That's not a pick for me. I'm fading that whole game, dude. I'm fading that whole game. You really want to go an under with how Carter Hart's been looking right now? I'm not sure. It could be, yeah, but I'm fading that. I don't like it. I want to see Carter Hart rocking on a full game first before I start throwing anything at Philly. You're not too confident, yeah. So for the heck of it, Ladd had 16 minutes of ice time and 2 shots on goal. Ladd played more ice time than I think he has in all of the last 2 years in one game. Louis Eriksson played 14 minutes and 38 seconds of ice time. 14 minutes. That is, and of course had one shot on goal and nothing else. Of course, didn't have a hit or a block or anything. If Louis Eriksson gets a block shot, it's totally incidental. If whoever you are, if you're looking to get more information, I would recommend you go to BPAL Picks on Patreon. You can find all the information you need there. Jacob Larson got a point. 18 minutes. Not Jacob, Johan Larson, who used to play for Buffalo last year, played 18 minutes, man. Lawson Krause played 18 minutes. Not bad stats for Louis Eriksson, absolutely. No doubt about it. Yeah, there was no minus on that either, but I guess there wasn't enough goals being... Lawson Krause played 18 minutes. Lawson Krause wouldn't play 18 minutes in the minors, I bet. Wow, brutal. Gosh Despear had a block shot, had no shots on net again. No shots on net for Ghost, which is pretty much his job. Timmins, no shots on net. Lyabushkin had more shots on net than Gosh Despear. 17 minutes. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is crazy. These are crazy stats to see. Gergenson's played 16 minutes. Skinner played 16 minutes and had 5 shots on goal. LTIR. Yeah, long-term injury reserve. It would be ETIR. Eternal term injury reserve. Tage Thompson had 20 minutes. My gosh. These Granato's playing everybody. Just throw them all out there and make them feel good. They're all getting ice time. Will Butcher played 18 minutes of ice time, dudes. Will Butcher. That is just absolutely horrible. I don't know why my nose is so itchy. And Tokarski, 20 shots saved. Wow. Crazy stats there. 16, yeah. For Jeff Skinner had 16 minutes. And 5 shots. He actually got 5 shots on net. Okay, Islanders, Panthers. Oh, what's going on with this Islanders team, man? I think something's in their head about this 13-game road trip. It seems like they're putting too much pressure on themselves to win early, or it's just real. I don't know, but they look absolutely horrible. And Sorokin, ouch. And I got to admit, I thought Sorokin was going to crush it in this league. Too many minutes for Cheskin. He looks like a 16-year-old. Sam Bennett with a hat trick in this game. Wow, Calgary's looking great, aren't they? Sam Bennett gets a hat trick. They traded him for what, a third or something like that? Who had 5-1? Anybody have 5-1? Oilers, man, had 6-0. That was close. CL had the Isles, Mercer, and I had the Panthers. Parise, 14 minutes of ice time. That's probably too high, I would say. Oh, yeah. He's got time, but it's not a good sign when Varlamov is out and Sorokin is struggling as much as he is like that. It's not, it doesn't give you a good feeling to be an Islanders fan, that's for sure. Makes you hold your breath a bit. I still don't understand why Wallstrom's only getting 12 minutes a night. I just don't get it. He got a goal last night, that night. When I watch him, he looks like one of the better players on the ice all the time. Far be it for me to question Barry Trotz, but seems very odd. What did Barzal get? Barzal plays 16 minutes. Brock Nelson plays more than Barzal. That's always the way it is with Trotz, though. It doesn't make much sense. Dobson played 20 minutes. He had almost the most ice time out of everybody. Just under Pulak. He had more ice time than Pelech. Chara too slow. He played 17 minutes. Sam Bennett with the Hattie, 6 goals. Reinhardt's only getting 14 minutes in a game. I don't get that. What the heck are you doing there? They're playing Lundell a lot. I watched that game. I mean, he looked good for a kid, but did he look great for a player? Not particularly. He just looked, you know, he didn't stand out or anything, but he didn't hurt the team at all that I could tell. Joe Thornton's still getting 12 minutes with zeros across the board. Who are they giving the most? Yeah, Mackenzie Weegar is getting more ice time than Ekblad. He's the best. He's their best defenseman. I say it again. I'll say it again. He's their best defenseman. Although Ekblad, oh no, he looked like he got hurt, but he didn't. Kierstedt, I love that guy. He played well. And Forslane is getting better and better still. So, next, what do we got? Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame, Lauren. Saros is getting wasted there in Nashville. The good thing about it for him is maybe, I think after next year, or is it next year? Maybe Askarov will kind of push him out and he'll end up going somewhere else where he can win a cup. But it's the Johansson and Duchesne contracts are pathetic. But we'll talk about that because they actually played really well against Carolina. Which sucked for me because I had an 18 Beller parlay on that. He'll be out of his contract next year? Okay. Stars versus Bruins. Bruins looked really good in this game. Brad Marchand, 2 goals again. Jake DeBrusk scores one early. That's good to see for Boston. If they can get him rolling, man, that would be freaking awesome. Foligno and Holla, that line, I didn't watch tons of this game, but from what I saw, that line looked really good. No, oh really? I don't know. I really like him. I think that was I thought that was an excellent pickup for him. Maybe if they don't turn that road trip around, I don't think they'll miss. They always come back somehow. You never know though. That would be absolutely unbelievable if they miss though. Whew, that'd be crazy. But I didn't see a lot of this game. I do know that Boston looked really good from what I saw, though. And Dallas, not so great. Nothing crazy about Dallas, about ice time. It's always the same. He doesn't change things around that much. What's his name? I always forget his name. Why do I always forget his name? Rick Bonus. He doesn't change things around too much. He does pretty much the same ice time for everybody all the time. Charlie Coyle, who's supposed to be their second line center, had 17 minutes and got 2 shots on goal. No points. I don't think that experiment's going to work. Fortunately for them, the Halla Foligno DeBrusque line looks really good though, so that may end up being their second line. Marchand was a beast like usual. Still, I think one of the most underrated players in the league, even though he's a superstar as far as I'm concerned. Really loved Forbert, Grzelcyk and Carlo. Forbert and McAvoy, excellent top 4, looked really good. And Swayman played awesome. So Swayman I wonder, is he even gonna give what's his name even a chance? Because if he keeps on playing, he hasn't showed a sign yet of youth being a problem. Let's put it that way. Dallas plays like trash against the Bruins. So that happens all the time, or what? You need Boston to play Allmark? Oh, okay, because you got him in your thing. I don't know. That's why I was a little concerned, because that kid looks amazing. He may steal Allmark's spot. Ottawa and the Maple Leafs. Ottawa really got lucky here. I have to admit, Toronto looked really good. Toronto really looked really good. Michael Bunting played fantastic, got the 3rd goal. Kerfoot actually got a goal. But the guy that stands out to me, first of all, Sandin looks like he's going to be as good as we are, getting to where we thought he would be this year. And that is huge for Toronto. Huge. I love Sandin. I actually thought that they were going to play him more earlier. But he looks like he's going to be really good. And if that's the case, Toronto makes the playoffs for sure. Unless there's like something crazy happen. Nick Ritchie's terrible. Ottawa did not look their best either, though. They felt they were overmatched for sure. I think we'll see better from Ottawa throughout the year. Shane Pinto looked really good, though. He's going to be a gooder. And they're going to have Tkachuk back Thursday or whatever. I don't know why he needed to take 3 days off after signing a contract. That was weird. I'd love to have somebody explain that one to me. He just signed a 8.2. You should be prepared and ready to play? I don't get it. Might have been personal, though, so I better shut up. Brown has looked absolutely fantastic. That Parker Kelly kid looks not bad for a 4th liner. And Tyler Ennis has been excellent. Zub has been fantastic, 22 minutes. Zub and Shabbat are their best defensemen right now. Zaitsev is not. Mete looked okay. Kerfoot got a goal and assist and 1 shot on goal. I don't think you're going to see that happen too much with Kerfoot. Nick Ritchie, he did have 6 hits that game. I never noticed him hitting, though. Yeah, he takes stupid penalties. He always has. Ritchie always takes stupid penalties. How many did he have? He just had 2 penalty minutes that game. Probably at the worst time, though. Because I admit I was flipping through all the games, so. Dermott played 15, Sandin 17 minutes and 50, and every time I turned over and watched it, and Sandin was on the ice, he looked really good. That and Liljegren, I forgot to mention, Liljegren looked good too. So if Liljegren and Sandin are stepping up, this team could be trouble. This team could be in not bad shape at all if they're stepping up. Nah, he's so inconsistent, it's crazy. And there's been talk of maturity issues as far as his lifestyle off the ice. So I don't know if that's true, but on the ice it seems to leave a good possibility for it to be true. That's for sure. He doesn't dispel the rumor well. Let's put it that way. I suppose. I don't think they're in trouble, though. I may have to eat crow here. Toronto looks really good. They're getting Matthews back for tonight, which we'll get to, but the Canucks and the Red Wings, and I had the Wings here, but I had the Wings here because Halak was in net. I don't think Halak is going to do poop for the Canucks this year. With that defense in front of him, and he didn't. He didn't, because the Canucks outshot them 41-21. Fabry from Stahl and Lindstrom. Zadina with the bomb. I don't know if you guys saw that. Zadina took a slap shot from the half boards. It was just sweet. And Seider, that's a guy we didn't talk about enough to be for the Calder. He's got 3 assists so far. And I really should have talked about him for the Calder, because Stevie Yzerman's not going to let a guy play that young unless he thinks he is more than ready. And so far, when I was watching that game, he looked really good. That kid looks like he's like much older than he is. If you didn't know he was just 20 years old, you wouldn't think he was on the ice, that's for sure. Vancouver did have a lot of offense in this game, and Greiss did play very well. They should have won, really, but Halak wasn't pretty. Probably, yeah. In this game, Podkolzin played a little more, played 10 minutes. In fact, they had him on the top line for a bit, but he had no shots or anything like that. Chason again played 13 minutes. Why? Had 12 penalty minutes. So that means he might have even played more had he not had that. I can't remember what he got those 12-minute penalty minutes for. Hey, Scott's Takes, how you doing? Thank you. Best YouTube channel on the planet, my gosh. Are you not talking about your own channel? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Right on, man. Lucas Raymond played 13 minutes. That was good. Pius Suter had 12. He pretty much spread all over the place. What's Sam Gagner playing 16 minutes for? What the hell's that? Holy crap. Seider played 22 minutes. 22 minutes to lead. And Hronek and him played together. 22 minutes. Wow. And Greiss stopped 35 of 36. So who do we have on that? Oh, by the way, what am I doing? I had the score correct on the Bruins Stars game again. So I got two. The Maple Leafs Toronto. I keep on forgetting to check this. I had 3-2. I was close. 3-2. Oh, I had Sens. Never mind. Mercer had the Leafs. Whitehall had the Leafs. But nobody had the score right. Eisenman loves cider, yeah, for sure. And for good reason. That guy's going to... For the wisdom hype. Yeah. I got 2. I'm taking a ring this time. I'm taking a ring. Rangers versus Canadians. What do we have here before I forget? Oilers, man, had 2-1 Rangers. Oh, close. Everybody had the Rangers, though. Nobody picked 3-1 Rangers. And the Rangers should have won this more than they did, actually. Allen kept them in, I thought. And the funny thing was the Canadians outshot them, but I thought the Rangers outplayed them. Jonathan Drouin scored another one, though. That was awesome. I had a prop for Lafreniere, and he scored. That was good. Lafreniere played 16 minutes. Panarin, 22. Kako got hurt. That's the game that Kako got hurt in. That's going to suck for them, man. I hate it when you see this one step forward stuff. Like Kako is at that age where you just don't want to get hurt. It's at a very critical development stage age, and he gets hurt. It gets me worried about when you see young guys getting that kind of stuff. Reeves played 12 minutes. That's a little high. I don't want to be playing Reeves that much. Montreal playing bad because they suck. They're still playing Trouba more than Lindgren. What is that all about? That should not be. Shesterkin was really good. Dvorak played most minutes out of anybody on the ice again. They're playing him like Dano. Gallagher looked really good, but the defense for Montreal did not look good at all. Especially Chris Weidman. Carolina lives rent-free in Bergevin's head. Okay, Blackhawks and Penguins. That was terrible. I really felt sad in that game watching Fleury getting destroyed by his old team. It was ugly. That was an ugly game, and Pittsburgh is quite simple. Like, they're gonna outwork you no matter who's on the ice. Let's face it. The Penguins are gonna outwork you no matter no matter who they're putting out there. There's just a culture in that team of outworking everybody, and they do. Carter got his 3rd assist already this year. Getting goals from like Drew O'Connor, Simone. I mean, Danton Heinen's potted 3 already. Couldn't make it on any other team. Goes to Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden he's a player. But Chicago did come back a little bit, but it was a pretty ugly looking game. And again, Jones looked terrible. Well, Chicago's playing Kyra 14 minutes a night. That might be a reason. That's crazy. Crazy you're playing Kyra 14 minutes in a game. Are you kidding me? That's brutal. Yeah, Pittsburgh was up 4-0, and then they kind of calmed it down a little bit. They finally started giving Kirby Dach some minutes. He scored a goal. Jones played 22 minutes and was an absolute basket case in his own zone. Again, having Jones and Gustafsson on the same team is probably not wise. Probably not wise at all. Fleury gets pulled for Lankinen, and Lankinen plays well. Pittsburgh, like Brian Boyle played 11 minutes. O'Connor, like they split up the ice time pretty much for everything, but Teddy Bluger played almost 20 minutes of ice time. And, this lineup shouldn't be beating people, but they do. Simple as that. They just do. You can't really explain it. They just do. So what did we have for that? I had 3-2 Penguins. Everybody had the Pens to win, though. Nobody got the score right, but we all had the Pens to win. Jack Johnson got hurt. Yeah, I know, that's too bad for him. He had a good, found his way on the roster and then gets hurt right away. Next game was the Blue Jackets and Kraken, and I think I'm the only one that took. Ooh, I almost had the score right. I said 3-1 Jackets. Oilers man had 3-2 Jackets. Oh, actually, Whitehall had Jackets too. It was only Lorne and Mercer that had the Kraken. And Lion scores in overtime. I had that as a prop. That was pretty cool. Both teams looked all right in this one. It was actually a pretty good game. I watched a fair amount of it. I think Tanev's going to have a career year this year. He seems to have really embraced the offensive part of the game he's been given an opportunity to have here, and he looked really good. McCann, again, also looked really good. They're playing Schwartz a lot, but I don't see that he's playing all that well, which is too bad. And they're playing Larson and Oleksiak together. I'm not sure I'm really that high on that combination. But they're getting it done. It's just a team that is just will do enough. It feels like such a 500 team to me. And the Blue Jackets, I don't know. They're a very weird team. They've got guys on like Tessier. Watch out for Tessier. He had no shots on goal that game. Man, he looked like he was doing well out there. Zeros across the board. That's weird. Maybe the Schwartz is not with him. Yeah. Your buddy Jake Bean is getting 24 minutes a night. He looked good. The whole defense for Columbus looked really good, except for Andrew Peeke. He's pretty slow of foot. But Scott Harrington did, and Gavrikov looked good. Boquist looks okay, but not as good as I thought he would. Bean's getting huge minutes, yeah. Merzlikins was fantastic. Better keep her rolling here so we make sure we get our games in. And now the big game. Hurricanes and Preds. Didn't you take the Preds? No, 4-2 Canes. Lauren took 4-2 Canes. Mercer took 5-1 Canes. I took 5-2 Canes. And of course, it ended up being 3-2 Canes. But the Predators, let's face it, the Predators scared us, didn't they, Lauren? Blue Jackets probably will miss the playoffs, yeah. The Predators, are we going to finally admit that Hines is a good coach yet? Are you Are you willing to finally admit that, anybody out there? Tell me when you're willing to admit that, because he's getting a lot out of that lineup. That lineup looks really bad, and they played really well. The Preds play hard. Yep, they do. They played hard for sure. Jesper Fast from Stahl and Slavin. Ryan Johansson pots one. And then Svechnikov. I don't know, man. I said that he's going to score at least one 50-goal season. And he's got 3 already this year. Tuvo with 2. Well, got his second from Pesci and Aho. And then Philip Forsberg made it interesting from Ekholm. And Johansson gets another point. Wow. Better pizza, yeah. Yeah, they're going to need scores, and I don't know how they're going to get it with Johansson and them there, but at the very least, it doesn't seem like they're going to get outworked, and I say that's all on the coach. I'm going to see if you find anything interesting here. Niederreiter's still only getting 13 minutes. Svechnikov only gets 15 minutes. Why is that? Why is that? I guess Teravainen and Nietzsche are not getting much more. I guess because he doesn't play on the penalty kill. And those guys play on the penalty kill a little bit. Nothing too crazy. D'Angelo's getting 15 minutes. Most 3/4 of his minutes on the power play. How's Myers been? I thought he was good. Really good. Steady, you know. Myers is just that steady kind of game. They're definitely having him play a very simple game. Very simple game. Ekholm played 22 minutes, the newly signed Ekholm. Josie, 27. Fabro got a few more minutes last night. The first game he played, he got hardly anything. He got 3rd most on the team. Well, that's what I was looking for. He must have did something wrong last game and kind of got benched a little bit or something. And then Juicy Saros. Watch out for Juicy Saros for the Vezina this year. Seriously, he's that good. I just don't think Nashville's going to make the playoffs, so he probably won't have a chance. But that guy is insane. Especially for a small goaltender, he's playing freaking awesome. Next, Blues and Avs. UC, I know. I always say Juicy Yaros. It's UC Yaros. I know. Yeah, Juicy Yaros. That's what it should be. If my name was spelled like that and I went to North America, I'd want to be called Juice. Wouldn't you? Like if I was from another country and I came in and I found out that you could call me Juicy, I'd be like, yeah, call me Juice. Call me Juice for short. Somewhere down the road. I would be all over that, man. That would be the best. If I could have the opportunity for my name to be Juice, I would be like, definitely. It's supposed to be Yossi, but he goes Josie or something like that. I love those Swedes. They don't care what you call them. They play around with their name just to screw with your head. Roman Yossi or Josie. What was it? One guy changed his name. He told people to call him like 3 different things. They absolutely don't care if you say their name differently. They don't care. That's what I love about them, actually. You can call them whatever they want. They're not going to correct you. You say whatever you want. It's pretty cool. The only people that care are Go Caps. The only people that care are North Americans. They're the ones that care. Well, I can't remember who it was, but I think it might have been, who was it? I saw an interview and they asked him and he goes, would you quit asking me just call me whatever you want. As long as I can understand what you're saying. I love that. Yeah. Bufflin. Oh, yeah. I remember when he first came in the league, I was like, Byfuglian. Who's going to say Bufflin for Byfuglian? Bufflin is the Chardet of hockey. The heck? Your name's Byfuglian, not Bufflin. You can't just ignore letters. Just ignore the fact that there's a Y there. Just forget about it. It's Bufflin. And a U and a G. It's Bufflin. And an I-E-N. It doesn't even come close to the pronunciation, to the spelling of the name. Not even close. He might as well just call himself Smith. If he was going to call himself Bufflin. You might as well just say it's Smith. It makes about as much sense. Yeah, it was crazy. I still say the same thing about Kreider. The name's not Kreider, it's Kreider. It's spelled with an E-I. It's Kreider, not Kreider. What the heck are you talking about? Oh my gosh. You're already asking who's going to get traded at the deadline, Weichel? We haven't even got 3 games in the season yet. We'll talk about it, I guess, lots as we go on here. Blues versus Avalanche, and the Blues won. I faded this because all those Avalanche players, they got the best defense in the league. I didn't know which way this was going to go. Don Cherry. There's certain ones that it's like, come on. There's certain ones. The Swedish guys, I don't care. It doesn't matter. But if you're Byfuglian, just call yourself Byfuglian. Anyways, whatever. What do we have? Anybody have 5-3? No, Mercer was so close on the score. But he didn't have the Blues. Only person that had the Blues was Lorne. Lorne 3-2 though. Didn't have the score, but did have the only one that did. And yeah, I watched this game. The Avalanche were struggling hard. They had so many people out of the lineup. It's tough. Who do they have injured right now? Like McKinnon is on COVID protocol and Landeskog is out. Taves. And St. Louis had their full, plus it was their first game, so they were fresh. Perron is looking, not enough people talk about Perron's shot. That guy is freaking unbelievable shot. Burakovsky potted 1. Perron potted 2, I believe. And St. Louis looked good, but it was against a pretty dilapidated. Satan, yeah. Well, that was the thing, and he hit a sore spot with Shatan on that because Shatan really hated the fact that his name was Satan in English. So much so, like he was one of the few guys that I know from Europe that kept on saying Shatan because he didn't want that to be. Marcus Hunt, welcome, buddy. But Tim Thomas only played 13 minutes for St. Louis and did not look good again. I don't know what, not Tim, Ryan. What's his name? Ryan Thomas? Robert Thomas, right. Robert Thomas. Robert Thomas did not look good again. It's getting a little worrisome in St. Louis with Robert Thomas. He had a really bad year last year. Didn't come in and he hasn't looked good so far this year. Robert Thomas. Jordan Kyrou did look pretty good. The guy I liked from St. Louis was Barbashev. I still say if he were to go somewhere else, he would play higher in the lineup and get more of a shot. I don't know why he doesn't. James Neal, watching James Neal play that game, I was like, why did you give him a contract again? Like, seriously, there wasn't a young player that could have taken his spot? Robert Thomas getting traded at the deadline? Possibly, I guess. I don't know. If he keeps it up, maybe, yeah, if anybody wants him. But he looked terrible. Krug played only 18 minutes. Parayko looked good, which is freaking huge for St. Louis. Scandella playing 26 minutes. And Binnington looked actually fantastic, even though they got 3 goals. He looked solid. But the Avalanche were just so messed up. They had Sakura, Magna in the lineup, just all AHL guys. Mateau. It was a pretty patchwork offense for Colorado. And they looked like a patchwork team. It was not a great game for them. It appears that he's sticking around for now. It's sort of like, it almost looks like St. Louis is just pretending he didn't say anything. But, how many minutes did he play? Should have looked at that. Whoops. Before we move on to the next game. He only played 12 minutes. Hey, Bill, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? Your Swayman just rocked the house there on Saturday, eh? San Jose Sharks. Sharks looked really, really good. And Winnipeg didn't look horrible, but they just haven't hit their stride. Still, the forward group is depleted from last year, no doubt about it. And Dubois did score a goal. He started looking better in the third. He finally started looking like the guy we saw in Columbus a little bit in the third. Yeah, he crushed it. But I remember I was saying I think St. Louis is going to be a lot better than people think, because losing Kane out of that is going to change the whole energy for that team. And he did. And Connor Hellebuyck, it's starting to get like the elephant in the room in the league that Connor Hellebuyck isn't what he was and hasn't been for a bit. It's getting a little concerning. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that. The McAvoy contract. Well worth it. I mean, if Jones and Nurse are worth 9.5, 9 million or whatever they got, he's well worth 9.5. Well worth 9.5. Again, it was defense by committee, and my concern about Nate Schmidt was not changed watching that game. Nate Schmidt did nothing. I didn't see him move the puck out okay. He always has. But besides that, I mean, he can't do much in the defensive zone. He gets physically overmatched still. Unless he's playing like a pure offensive game, I don't see how that was a really good move. Yeah. Jets are messing with you, yeah. What was that? What was the score we had on that? I had 3-1 Sharks, by the way. I took the Sharks. I was pretty sure I was the only... No, Oiler Man took the Sharks like 8-1 because he keeps on throwing those big ones out there. Actually, almost everybody had the Sharks. Lauren had the Sharks. It was only Mercer. By the way, there was only 4 people in the chat at that time. All of you that left, I'm really seriously considering sending you out an invitation to Perlo's House of Spanking, because that's just, there's no other frolic in the land greater than this frolic, right? So why would you want to go anywhere else? I don't know. Oh, they look good. I wouldn't say they look great, but they look good. Seattle. They look pretty good. They look like a 500 team to me so far. Who did San Jose play a lot? Weatherby. This Weatherby guy got a goal. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention who scored. Cogliano scored. That doesn't happen often anymore. And Jesper Weatherby, he looks like a young John LeClair, maybe. Thomas Hurdle from Weatherby and Eklund. Eklund got an assist, first assist. Weatherby got his first goal. Balsers and I found that San Jose, from what I watched of it, they just outskated the Jets. The Jets aren't getting their legs moving, which is really weird. And their defense, although solid and can beat people up, they seem susceptible. Like, if we play Minnesota-Winnipeg, I think Minnesota will kill them. With the way they move the puck in the offensive zone, I don't think the Jets are going to be hold up to that very well at all. Marc-Edouard Vlasic played 14 minutes of forgettable hockey in San Jose. That is the worst contract in the league, I think, besides Skinner. Aiden Hill looked okay. We got to give him more time before I make a big judgment on that. And finally, the last... Oh, no, we got the Oilers game. The Oilers game, I did this with Peyton on the radio for the last period, and it was a blast. And Edmonton looks fantastic against Calgary. I mean, again, offensively, they're going to crush everybody. It's just, if anybody can get down in their zone and hold the zone, they're in trouble, though, because that defense it can move the puck well, but if it has to get the puck, it's a chore for them. There's one issue you have with the Seattle lineup. What's that? Well, Beniers won't be ready for a while, but Gord, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what Beniers is going to turn into yet. He reminds me of a Foligno quite a bit. Yeah, McDavid got a hattie. I had a 2-goal, McDavid to score 2 prop on that. That was nice. Tyson Barrie had a better game. He wasn't, I wouldn't say he was, he wasn't terrible. Let's put it that way, defensively. And his offense really does, like, this team will get by with the offense they have. I really think they do. And Puljujärvi looked really good as well. Puljujärvi, that top line is just, and they haven't really got going yet, but they are going to crush this league, I think. He's bad defensively, absolutely. Calgary looked like a team that doesn't want to be there still. And that was the whole point of Sutter coming in, is finding out the players that wanted to be there. Well, I don't think you found them. We'll see what happens with Coleman in the lineup, but I don't think it's going to change it all that much. Hyman was excellent. Goudreau played like he doesn't have anybody to create anything within the offensive zone. It's really sad to watch a talent like that being wasted. Matthew Tkachuk had 9 shots on goal, though. Monahan did nothing. Again, like he has not improved one iota. And in fact, I would say he's gotten worse since last year. It was fun to see Godin play, though. He's been a minor leaguer for a long time, and he made the team this year. Mangiapane was beautiful. Fantastic. Zadorov and Tana combination? What is that all about? Let's just put 2 players together that neither one of them can get the puck out of the zone. They just pass it to each other and go, I don't want it. You want it? I don't. Terrible. Gudbranson actually had a good defensive game that game, believe it or not. And, of course, Shilington they never play, even though I think he's could be one of the better defensemen they have. So I don't get it at all. Kyle Turris played 5 minutes in that game. That's it. And he looked terrible doing it. But overall, the Oilers did look really good. Duncan Keith, I didn't notice him the whole game, hardly. And that's probably good right about now. You don't want to notice Duncan Keith at this stage, so it means he's not making mistakes. And the best defenseman again was Eric Bouchard, but they only play him 17 minutes, and they play Tyson Barrie 22 minutes. So I don't know, but they're going to win with that first line, and Tyson Barrie does when he gets in the offensive zone. He can do some great things with it, and that's all they really need. So the Calgary Benchwarmers, that's right. And then it was the Wild versus the Kings again, right? Oh, no, it was the Wild versus the Kings. I thought the Kings were going to win this game. Yeah, I had it. Did I have 5-2 Kings? Wow. No, I had 4-3 Kings. Oilers man had 5-2 Kings. And Lauren had the Wild. What was the score? Wasn't it 3-2? You nailed the score, didn't you? Lauren gets some virtual swag, I do believe. Yes, Lauren! Woo! Lauren gets some virtual swag. I think that's the first virtual swag you had because you were a pick snob last year and you wouldn't actually give the numbers out. That's the first fancy swag. Helen, could you give Lauren a special edition Pearls of Wisdom necklace? Yeah, the mauve one. Yeah. Mauve with the yellow trim. Yeah. So you're going to get mauve with the yellow trim. Woo! For Lauren. Mauve with the yellow trim. Signed by the whole Steel Flyers gang. Heading out with Hernandez, and he'll do a little first pearl ceremony there when he comes with the Pearlocopter. It's pretty fun. You'll enjoy it. But the Wild, watching this game is when I really realized that I was undervaluing the Wild. Really, they're gonna kick ass this year, no doubt about it. Mauve, yeah. They're gonna kick ass this year, no doubt about it. That Evason is, if it's not Sullivan, I think it's Evason for Coach of the Year this year. You lose Suter, you lose a couple guys. Weren't able to get another center to play. They're playing Victor Rask with Kaprizov, and he got a goal. Hartman got a goal. Ryan Hartman. I mean, where else is Ryan Hartman going to be a second line center and get away with it? Anze Kopitar. Remember what I was saying about Kopitar? Watch out for Kopitar. Got his 4th goal of the season. I don't know why they were playing Drew Doughty here. Jonathan Quick. I have no idea why. Yeah, that whole line was good. 9 out of 10 fingers. Yeah, because he has 1 finger missing. Nothing much as far. Oh, Velarde's still only getting 12 minutes. Why don't you trade Velarde already? Okay, trade Velarde for somebody. I don't know why the heck they don't give that guy more minutes, man. He looks great when he's on the ice, but they only give him 12 minutes a night. I just don't get it. Who do they give him instead? This Kachev guy that everybody thought, oh, he's going to be crushing it. I didn't really think he played all that great. I guess it's only 1 game, but he was pretty much invisible to me. I have no idea why they're putting Larson and Alexiak together. No idea. I do not get that at all, dude. Just like Calgary putting Tanev and Zadorov together. Got me. You got me, man. Kupari played 10 minutes. Arvidsson played 21. Dano only played 16 minutes, but you've got Kopitar there. And his role is to make it so Kopitar can play more offensively. And he is. I thought the defense for LA played really well, but man, that Minnesota forward, when Minnesota gets in the offensive zone, they are really hard to handle. Really hard to handle. They play like just beautiful hockey in the offensive zone. All right. So now we're going to be doing our picks we got to do them quick. We have 5 games to do, but I got to grab a coffee and I'll be right back. I may run a little bit long today. Don't you go, anybody. I'll be here in 30 seconds. Just give me 30 seconds. I got to give my voice a little bit of a rest and grab another coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. Now, so we're going to do the picks for tonight. And some pretty interesting games there to talk about too. The first game is probably the most interesting one, I guess. Well, maybe not. Rangers versus the Leafs. Now, I have not seen. Last I saw, they still hadn't. If you're new here or whatever, you just tell me who's going to score, all that. We talk about the game. You can get valuable prizes, virtual prizes, but they're still valuable. They're valuable virtual prizes. They're even more valuable because I can put like any price on it I want because they're virtual. So it's a virtual price. So like Pearls of Wisdom necklace, $1,000,000, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. Let me see what do they got. Yeah, who is going to be the goaltender here? The Rangers also have played quite a bit of hockey. 1, 2, 3. This will be 6 games in 4 nights for the Rangers. For Toronto, I think it's the same, though. Yeah, it's the same, but they haven't traveled as much as the Rangers have. The Rangers have traveled a lot. They played against Montreal. Yeah. And as far as, did they say who the goaltender was going to be yet? No, they still have not put Shesterkin in. Bill is taking 4-3 Rangers. Mercer. 2-0 Leafs. Campbell is in net for Toronto yet. It's Rangers, Leafs, and we have no goaltender confirmation, which worries me. I hope they're not putting Georgiev in. Well, actually, I do, because CL 4-1 Leafs. But I don't know what to put in for. Wow, Lauren is taking the Rangers. 4-3 Rangers. I'm taking the Leafs. They've just been playing well. They're both tired teams, so that usually means a little less. I just would like to know who is in net for the Rangers. I'm going 3-2 Leafs. You want to say, okay, OT? You can do that. You can do that. You can put that OT in there for that extra sauce. That extra sauce. For sure. Like I said, I wish I knew any. There was some injuries too, I thought. Let's see. Cap friendly, I find, is the best thing for injuries, to tell you the honest truth. I look at like TSN injury reports and stuff, and they're not updated at all. I found. Have you found that? Do you guys have a good injury one? But I find that Cap friendly is more up to date than anybody. For whatever reason, I don't know. They got Julian Gauthier in. The Rangers do. Kako. Kako is injured and Ryan Strome is still on COVID protocol. Anytime line on Mrazek. What would the anytime line, like, what do you mean? Because Mrazek is injured. I don't know what you mean by that. Grubauer versus Carter Hart. Yeah, I'm fading that. I have no idea what to say about that. Philadelphia should win that game, but I got to see Carter Hart look better than he did last game before I put anything. And there's a good chance that he will. It's like a 50-50. I'll do that. We're not doing Seattle yet. Just wait. Toronto's got Matthews back. Like, that's... Did you know that? Toronto has Matthews back tonight. And it doesn't seem to matter with him if he has a couple days off or whatever. He's just killer. What's the injury for who? For Kako? The injury for Kako? It just says upper body injury, and they don't know when. It doesn't say. Okay, what's next? That's, oh, okay, it is next. Okay, Seattle. Kraken versus Flyers. And somebody, you guys already put some in here. Lawrence at 5-1 Seattle. Wow. Somebody else? I thought I saw somebody else put one in here. It's Grubauer. It's Hart versus Grubauer. Injuries. 4-2 Flyers. Mercer. 4-2 Flyers. Flyers got a slew of injuries. They don't have any more injuries, do they? I hope not. No, same lineup. Same injuries. What's the injury that puts Nick Seeler in the lineup, though? Why is Nick Seeler in the lineup? What's the injury? Oh, that's right. How come they don't have him down there? It's Ristolainen. They don't have Oh, here, scratch and injury. Oh, because he's not on IR yet. He's day-to-day. That's why. Still no Risto, yeah. CL. For just barely eking it out, eh? Bill is 3-2 Seattle. Carter Hutton in net for Arizona. Yepers. And if you go to OddsShark, they've got Arizona winning the game. If you can believe that. I mean, they could, I suppose, but it would be one hell of a surprise. I guess the trends show that Arizona has done well against St. Louis, but I didn't look at Seattle's injuries yet. They will eventually have. Hopefully this year. Like I said, they did outshoot Columbus, and they barely lost to Buffalo, but those are two pretty weak teams. St. Louis just beat Colorado. Now Colorado was short manned, but I just can't see Arizona having anything against that top 9 of theirs. Vince Dunn is out. Marcus Johansson, Yanni Gord. So Cole Lind is going to play in the top 6 tonight. All right, I'm taking Philly. Okay. I'm taking Philly. Yeah, you guys all took mine. I'm going to say Hart has a good night. I'm taking Flyers 4-1. Oh, he's on COVID protocol. Okay. I'm going to say the Flyers win 4-1. If you're new here, we're talking about the games and we're making picks on the games where you just tell me what the score is, who's going to win, what the score is, and you come in tomorrow, and if you hit it right on the head, if you'll be new, so you'll be able to get what Lauren got, a freshly pressed mauve with yellow trim, limited edition Pearls of Wisdom necklace, perlocoptered right to your door. And there's a little ceremony that they do and stuff like that. So you don't want to miss it. So, obviously, right? Okay, next. What's next? Where the heck is the games? Here. Okay. Ducks versus Flames. Okay. I'll tell you what. If the Flames play like they played against the Oilers, well, somebody is going to either have to. I would love to do that, but I can't keep up with all these games with every. So we had Hockey News Reports was doing that spreadsheet, but I don't know where he is. So if somebody can do a spreadsheet, we can do the points. But I don't know. I seriously don't have time to do it all. And I don't know how to do the spreadsheet. We're having a meeting tonight, so I'm going to try to see if somebody can do a spreadsheet for me or tell me how to do it or whatever. I am not a computer guy at all. I'm getting better because I have to, because I work on a computer, but so this it's going to be Gibson and Markstrom. I already know that. The Flames are fairly banged up and they don't have all that much depth. But Coleman's back in the lineup tonight. And they got Coleman playing on the right side of Backlund and Lucic. Brett Ritchie looked like an absolute disaster. Like, that guy does not belong in this league at all. He looks horrible. He can't skate. I think Milan Lucic might be faster than him. I swear to God. Dubé, Monahan, and poor Mangiapane's got to play with Monahan. Anyways, Tyler Pitlick is still hurt. Stone. Scratching Shylington for reasons I don't understand. And, yeah. Anaheim has looked actually fairly good so far this year. And no new injuries that I can see. Sam Steele is being scratched from this lineup right now. That is not good. They really wanted a lot out of him. And I admit, I have to say, like, every year he seemed to get worse, Sam Steele. It didn't get better. So it makes sense. Josh Mahura beat out Jacob Larson on D, and I didn't really get a good chance to see it. I'll take a better look at him tonight. see how he's doing. I know they've been bringing him along for quite a while. So we got, who do we got here? We got Lauren has 4-1 Ducks. CL has 2-1 Ducks. Mercer has 3-2 Ducks. That was mine, you bugger. What was that just for today? Oh, just for today. I think he's talking about calculating the points up. Bill T, 3-2 Ducks. Everybody's taking the Ducks. The lowly Calgary Flames. The lowly Calgary Flames. And for good reason. They look pathetic. Let's face it. Against the Oilers, they absolutely look pathetic. I mean, the Oilers did play pretty good, but they made it easy for them to play good. And what were they doing? They were down 3-1 and they were fighting and stuff with the Oilers. Like they were the ones being the physical aggressors after the whistle. You don't think you want to save some energy to score goals later on? Like, it was just stupid. Just a terrible game. Anybody else want to throw it out there? Any new people out there? All you got to do is give us a score we're doing Anaheim, Calgary. Give us a score. You don't have to be a pro. We're not going to ridicule you or anything like that. You give us a score and you can get virtual prizes tomorrow. Eventually, we'll get a spreadsheet going again and we can get some. There's going to be swag eventually too, because I got swag coming. We ordered t-shirts and everything. It's going to be Perlo shirts. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Nobody else shy? Everybody shy out there? Not to be shy. It's real simple. It's real easy. I got to do one. Perlo. So, okay, the Ducks. Markstrom will probably... Did anybody take 3-1? Okay, I'll take 3-1. I'll take 3-1 Ducks. There we go. Next game. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury got pulled. That was so sad. Playing against his old team. He doesn't look good in that jersey. Yeah. We'll see, but I might have been very wrong about that team. Very wrong. Watching it on the ice and stuff. But like I said, Kirby Dach didn't play all year last year. Taves didn't play all year last year. Jones has acclimated himself to a whole new lineup. A lot of changes were made. Things could turn out all right eventually, but it doesn't look good right now. They didn't look good at all. So finally, the laugher of the night. Well, we do this every time, though, you know. Every time we're like, oh, the Blues are going to play the Coyotes. Oh, every time we do that, you know it. The freaking team that we think is going to be a laugher wins every freaking time. Not saying, I'm just saying. I just said that because of Don Cherry reference there, Lauren, if you know it, or because somebody called me Don Cherry. Okay, Don Cherry. Not saying, just saying. That was one of my favorite things he ever did. Whenever he was talking, like in the racist side of things, whether it was Sweden and all that, he'd finish it up with, not saying, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Point something out. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Okay, Blues versus Coyotes. Carter Hutton in net for the... It's hard to say that without chuckling a little bit. It's hard to say that without chuckling a little bit. Every time I say Carter Hutton in net for the Coyotes. It's like 4-2 Blues for Lauren, for Bill. Blues. And Binnington is in net for the Blues. They're not even giving him a break and putting the backup in. Does the injuries really matter? We can just look at Anaheim's lineup and laugh again. Just see if they changed the lines a little bit. Actually, they did. I noticed that they did change the lines to get scoring throughout the lineup. Blues 3, Yotes nothing. Arizona, Mercer. Arizona. They're playing Arizona with Carter Hutton in net. The crazy thing about Arizona is they're not even the bottom of the league in cap. CL 6-1 Blues. So, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this. You're not going to believe this. Cap friendly. Mercer 7-0 Blues. You're not going to believe this. Louis Eriksson is on the top line with Nick Schmaltz and Phil Kessel. Lawson Krause with Travis Boyd as the second line center and Clayton Keller. Andrew Ladd playing left wing with Johan Larsson and Ryan Dzingel. And Antoine Roussel with Jay Beagle and Christian Fischer. That is absolutely disgusting. Who got less than 10 points last year on a first line and wouldn't go in a corner if you pushed him with the bulldozer. You could literally take a bulldozer out on the ice when he wasn't looking and put it on like this superhuman silent bulldozer. And that went at like 70 miles an hour. And it wouldn't be able to get Eriksson in the corner, I bet. I bet you he would smell it from a mile away. If only Galchenyuk was not injured. Yes. Then they would be all right. Or Kyle Kobianko. He went down to 3 cookies a day in the summer, probably. 3 cookies a meal in the summer. He went down to 3 cookies a meal in the summer. He does avoid confrontation. He avoids. He doesn't get touched, and his skill level is not even close to first line, though. No, well, because he's not able to get into the spots. I mean, if you're not, you don't have to be a physical player to play physically, to push yourself into a place where you put yourself into places where you might get hit. You don't have to be a physical player to hit somebody, but you got to be able to go in some spots where you're gonna get hit. He won't go anywhere near it. Well, he has to be traded, and what I saw on the ice from Phil Kessel, he's not going to, like, he looks absolutely, Doug. Conditioning should be in contract terms, no doubt about it. I totally agree with you. If I owned a team, there would be conditioning terms for sure. No doubt about it. Okay, Perlo. I'm going to go 5-0 Blues. I don't know why I think Carter. I always think, like, it could be an absolute blowout. But that is, where are they going to score there? Nick Schmaltz, your number one center? Yeah. Louis Eriksson, I said on the last game, got over 16 minutes. Yeah. I'm really thinking. I swear to God, if you go to Odd Shark and you go to Arizona St. Louis and you go to matchup, they seriously have Arizona to win, 3 to win. I can only imagine that they're just trying to change the line on that. Anyway, so tomorrow, one of these days this week, I'm going to do a live broadcast. Well, that's the thing, is it gets to the point where there's a pressure not to lose against a team, and that's when that team wins. I don't think it's got to that point yet, quite yet. I don't think it's quite got to that point yet, but it won't be long before, and that's when Arizona will win a game, because they'll actually force pressure on a team that they can't lose to this team, and that's when they'll win the game. Right now, I think St. Louis is in not really thinking like that at this point. They're just trying, especially when they're working their players into the lineup. They're probably taking this fairly seriously and not feeling too much pressure if they lose right now. So I think St. Louis will probably win. It won't look good, but it's the beginning of the season, so it won't look terribly horrible. It's when you're going to have a team that you think should be winning, and they're going to be on a 3-game losing streak, and they're going to play Arizona, and that's going to be the one where it's like they got to win that, and it's going to be so much pressure on them, they'll lose it. Now, it would be sad for St. Louis. It'll be sad for whoever loses to them. Really, it doesn't matter who it is, because that lineup is absolutely putrid. It's got to be one of the worst lineups I've ever seen. Okay. That's going to be my full 42. I got to go pick up Caroline. I got to go right back for a meeting today with our Monday night meeting for Steel Flyers All Sports Network. By the way, be checking out that website. and be looking for the swag that's going to be popping up there soon. I'll see you tomorrow at 1. I'm pretty sure that Off the Wall Hockey will be doing a stream tonight. No, I don't think he is doing. Tomorrow he's doing a stream. Maybe I'll ask him if I can do a stream with him. I haven't did one with him for a while. Hockey news. Okay, before I go, you just came in the last second. Did you get my message? Did you get my message, H&R? NH&R? NH&R? You're probably too busy, eh? Because the guys keep on asking. Hot Take Hockey John is doing? Yeah. It's going good, bud. Did you get the message I sent to you? I'm going to bring it up to the meeting if you're not able to do that. And it appears like you're a lot busier now than you used to, which is cool. We'll try to get somebody else doing it. I wanted to have it up on the website by now, where you can just post it up on the website, but you'll respond. That's for the reminder. Oh, thanks for the reminder. Okay, cool. All right. Unfortunately I gotta head out here now. I gotta do some stuff around here, and I gotta pick up Caroline. I gotta scoot right back for a meeting. So she's not working late right now. Hopefully, we're looking at getting back to that 9 to 5 again, and then I could start doing some later streams because I love that 9 to 5. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for coming on. You're awesome. Talk to you later, H&R. Okay, bye.